That was so well done. I'll let you choose the next group that's going to nominate someone. So you've got the Tornadoes. Who is going to be lawyering for you?
You're the lawyer, right?
I'm not doing it.
He's not going to work pro bono.
I'll go. This is going to be following the lawyer. This is going to be.
All right. Who has a stance that they need Dwight to defend?
I do. Which restaurant has the best crab cakes in town?
You have to give them.
You have to tell them.
Tell him, name a restaurant
Oh, okay.
and tell him that has the best crab
Okay,
cakes.
Chicken Roost.
Yes.
Yes.
It should be controversial. Does Chicken Roost have really good crab cakes? Okay. Dunkin' Donuts?
Best crab cakes in town.
All right, Dunkin' Donuts has the best crab cakes in town.
That's what he's got to argue.
Oh, goodness.
You wouldn't know it,
Okay.
but I'm going to tell you that Dunkin' Donuts has the best crab cakes in town. Why, you ask? Could that possibly be true?
Why?
Because if you're working behind the counter at Dunkin' Donuts, what do you see all day long? Little round donuts, icings. You get tired of that. What do they have at Dunkin' Donuts in the back room? You don't know this, but everybody at Dunkin' Donuts goes to the back room where they have grilled up and prepared and grilled up the best crab cakes in town. Now, how do you get those crab cakes when you go into Dunkin' Donuts? You have to ask for the special seafood eclair. Now, who would ask for that? Only someone who knows the secret of Dunkin' Donuts crab cakes.
There is a secret menu at Starbucks. If you go on and Google, there are different drinks that you can order that are not on the signboards. That is a
I've had a
yes.
lot of restaurants.
Yes.
Secret
So
menu.
that argument could have been true.
Yes.
Dunkin' Donuts secret menu.
I'm ready to
Seafood
go.
there.
Please, if anyone feels like going to Dunkin' Donuts later, ask for the seafood eclair and let me know. All right, so wait, which group should go next?
Oh, this one right here. Heather's
Right here.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Contagiously colonial, who would like to lawyer?
Go ahead, Heather, you're the boss.
Throwing the boss out, okay. Who has a controversial stance they need Heather to lawyer? And again, this can be about your tours as well. Since she is your boss, you can make her argue for you.
All right.
I want to get rid of the myth and legend store based on Mary's talk.
Yes.
The security procedures at the Naval Academy make sense.
Got to work on that one.
So today I'm here to explain to you the wonderful benefits that you'll receive from our United States Naval Academy security officers. They are a welcoming committee, if you will. They smile when they see you coming, and you should enjoy the occasional pat down, if you will. I know several mistresses here who have especially enjoyed having to take off layers of their clothing, such as a pocket. They have asked some of our squires to remove some of their items that might be considered weaponry, and they have confiscated some of those things. So you ask, why are these all good things for us? Well, at the end of the day, after we take our 4th grade students back to the Harbor Queen, the security officers come by Shiplap House and return all of these items to us, and they get placed back into your lovely old-fashioned mailboxes on the 2nd floor of Shiplap. And We give them a special thank you for their hospitality to one of our tours. We give them the secret seafood eclair.
Well, lawyer.
All right, now you have your choice of two groups. Tussy Mussy or Tour de Farce?
I'm going to Tour de France.
Tour de Farce, who will be your lawyer?
Yeah.
That's a lot of faith they have. You're going to keep it short. Alan. All right, who has a controversial stance for Alan to defend?
I have one.
Someone from your own group?
This will be an easy one for you, Alan. During the Persian invasion of Greece, in the Battle of Thermopylae, King Leonidas of Sparta was able to defeat Xerxes by using the famous Big Mac attack.
All right, alternative facts. I like that.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, you may not have heard the entirety of the details of the Battle of Thermopylae. It is, of course, one of the classic battles that created the very course of Western civilization. You would be living in an entirely different world were it not for the fact that King Leonidas was able to think on his feet. And one of the most important things when he saw the forces of Cyrus, the tyrant king of Persia, is that he thought to himself, you know, those guys look like they could use themselves a sandwich. and it is quite, in fact, important in this story that we remember that in those times the Persians were a thin and pale race. They had just a terrible time because, as you may well know, Cyrus, when he was brought into battle, was in fact on an enormous throne over 100 feet high that had to be pulled through the countryside by his own soldiers. And that is why they were so thin and wan, because they had to bear down under this. Now, the thing is that Leonidas was in fact quite the cook. And he came up with a special sauce. He came up with a layering of special sauce, of local greens, of something, they weren't quite sure what it was, but they decided to call them pickles. Sauce special, yes, cheese. Cheeses of many nations, my friends. Put them together. Put them inside a little clamshell, made of real clamshells, by the way, in those days. They scattered them throughout the countryside. They brought them into a point on the straits, on the outskirts of Thermopylae. They were therefore able to concentrate their foes in such a fashion that they were in each other's way. They could not fight. So the 300 Spartans were able to prevail. They died in the attempt, but I will tell you one other thing, my friends. They died well fed.
Can I make a comment?
You just leave little treats out and they follow you around.
Comment? That was good enough that I feel that it rates the clam clap.
I've never seen a clam clap either.
Rangers name
All right, Tussy Mussy, you're the last group. Who will be your lawyer?
Hillman, the lawyer.
All right. You can go up this way if you want to. You got ramp going this way, you got stairs over there. Somersault on stage if you like. Your call. All right, who has a stance they would like him to defend?
It is perfectly acceptable to take as much time as you need in the chambers of the State House. And he leads our group and tells us
definition, who's taking this time?
Guys,
Oh, guys.
During field trip season.
So,
but it says during field trip.
Mr. Julie has really anticipated a presentation that we're going to be doing in just a few weeks. That would be the supplementation of the handbook, because there's only actually one other person in the room who has read the handbook. And she would know that this question is answered on page 154 towards the bottom, and I commend the rest of you to examine it. Now, there are actually two schools of thought on this issue. There the legal journals have much explanation about this very item, so it's wonderful that you brought it up. There is the Donald Duck source, which is about 4 pages, and that says that there is so much material in the State House that it doesn't make any difference how long you spend, because you can go to some other room. Some of us have experimented, for instance, taking a group into the small men's room. Near the House chamber. There's also the little elevator that is next to the men's room, and you can get, if you pile them up, you can get the entire group into that elevator. Then, of course, there's the Mickey Mouse theory of tours, one that I'm familiar with particularly. If you've not been in the State House recently, we have a wonderful new exhibit there that will occupy much time, and it's out in the lobby. And there are 4 portraits of the Lords of Baltimore. And so we should have no difficulty with tour activity at all, because there's plenty to say about those Lords of Baltimore from the history, particularly even those that painted the pictures. There's a lot of biographical information about that. So really your question has resolved itself by the wisdom of the President of the Senate in stealing these portraits from the Enoch Brown Library.
Cool. All right. So that game, for those of you that were lawyering, and for everyone that was watching, that was an example of give and take. So you were given a stance that necessarily you don't necessarily believe in, and you still had to defend it to the top of your intelligence. And I'm sure when you guys are out there on tour, you'll get asked some pretty ridiculous questions. And this is just an example. Play to the top of your intelligence. It didn't seem at any point that anyone that was up here that was lawyering was talking down to anybody. They were playing to the top of their intelligence. They were explaining it the best way they can. Make sense? Mm-hmm. Anyone have any questions about that game? Did anyone want to lawyer that didn't get to lawyer? No? All right, everyone's comfortable to say that? All right, now I've said your face. Perfect.
We can move on to the next one. So this time, what? All right, then this is where we will be inserting the 15-minute intermission type thing. You guys can jot down whatever you want about your experiences so far, get some water, stretch, use the restroom. All right.
Get a seafood platter.
A little bit.
Coffee.
Yeah.
Drop some off at Weight Watchers.